wake up in the night to a cold sweat and the fear that perhaps I didn't make the right moves yet. To use a waiver, would it be braver to hold out for more and call this guy the savior? The 5-4 line, been on the wrong and the right side. When the stats down, you gotta look to the bright side. Or when the stats up, you better not slip. 11 other teams just hoping you will trip up. GFL, the greatest in the world, yes. Number 1 pick, you got the world at your doorstep. Take a bad trade, it gon' be met with a protest. The professional poised with the polish of a pro step. Believe the hype. Yeah, fantasy game got me feeling like the spice of life. Give me the spice tonight with Sean Curry and Mike.
And we're back. Welcome guys to the Curry Spice. Wake up. It's a bit early.
Sorry boys, I've just come from night.
What is it? What are we at? Oh, it's 6:40 a.m. now.
I don't even know what day it is.
But we're getting the spice in this morning pretty early, so hopefully everyone.
Oh, it's the cursor.
Shut up. Gets the distribution early today. Now, Michael, let's start off proceedings. It's been a quietish week, I reckon. There's not much banter this week. Am I missing something?
No, you're not missing something. I'm missing something. I'm missing some sleep, but
I'll take a guess and think that Nelson's on top. Just for half a game.
yeah.
Joel's second. And Josh, he lost 4-5 by the looks, but he's only, 2.5 games out from 11th, so...
And 28 games behind first, so, he's...
Yeah, but he's closed the gap on that bottom tier, so he's not as segregated now. Let's load up the first match, Mike. Why not? Oh, and of course you've got yourself first, so why not? And you've had a win. You've beaten Josh 5-4.
I wish I could say I'm happy about this, but I'm actually not really that happy. I was winning the matchup 7-2 for most of the week. And going into the last day, I was up 6-3. He had one player playing, blocks were close. I decided to play all my guys to try to try to steal rebounds and try to keep blocks in the bag. Ended up losing field goals by, was it 5 shots in the end there, Sean?
Yes, 5 shots, Michael.
And just missed out on 2 rebounds. And Jordan Hill ended up going down in that game anyway and didn't get any blocks. So a win's a win, but I need to start winning some 7-2s or some 6-3s.
Yeah, you got the 5th spot at the moment, Michael. But word on the grapevine is your team's been in a bit of a
slump,
a free fall. Do you think that your team is just out of form, or do you think that what's going on with the Keyboard Warriors? Like, this is a top 4 team for the majority of the seasons to this point.
Well, obviously I played you last week, and our teams are fairly similar constructed in terms of the cats that we're good at. I had some outs this week. So did Josh, with Conley missing a couple of games. I think Batum may have missed 1 game. Going on Josh's team, who do you reckon is his best player? I'm leaning either between...
Yeah, I know.
I'm either leaning between Isaiah Thomas and Jared Jack.
Yeah. I don't know why it's funny. They're good players. I fucking knew they were good players.
I think Jack was ranked 4th on the week as well.
How? He hasn't... Did he not rotate his player? Did he miss a game from Jack? What is it? He's had 26 assists, which is fucking pretty good. Those stats aren't mind-boggling to get 4th. Did he not rotate his player?
Maybe he didn't 1 game. I don't know.
He mustn't have rotated his player.
On the last day, maybe?
Oh, it's only a 2-game week, isn't it? So that's probably got him the high rating.
I'd
go probably, was assist close?
No.
Yeah.
Really.
I'd probably go, just give it to Jared Jack if you got ranked that high.
Yeah. And I'd probably go, my best player was either between John Wall or Matt Barnes.
Yeah.
Lillard was a bit pissed off he didn't get picked in the All-Star game. He's come out and he's decided to jack up 80 shots in two of those games.
Did he get any?
Subsequently, shot 27% from the field.
So he had a little bit of a tantrum, did he, Mark?
Yeah. And I'm trying to pull him into line.
It's over, son.
I've reprimanded him.
It's just an all-star game that doesn't have any defense and isn't very competitive. And
so Matt Barnes had a good week. He even had 3 blocks. But I'm going to have to give John Wall the honours with 2 threes, 60 points, 24 rebounds, 32 assists, 5 steals, and 2 blocks.
Yeah.
He did shoot the ball pretty horribly from the foul line, but that wasn't really a close cat. So I think we should go on to the next matchup. What do you reckon?
Yes. Okay, so Joel's had a nice win there against Ben, 5-3. So they've drawn a category. The category they drew, funny enough, which is a hard category to draw, is turnovers. So that was 62 apiece. By the looks, Ben's hung on to field goal by 2 shots. And most of the other categories... Oh, Ben's also hung on to rebounds by 3. So Joel's a little bit unlucky not to win this 6-3, 7-2. So, yeah, he probably had this matchup under his belt for the majority of the week by the looks.
Draymond Green shot the ball pretty poorly, 27%.
Best player for Joel would probably be Steph Curry.
Yeah. He had a bit of a scare with James Harden, but it seems to just be something minor, so just dodges a bullet. Dropped the cancer.
Illusinova.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's if only he didn't get injured.
And where do you go with Deron Williams? Not from a Joel's fantasy point of view, but he's pretty old. He's in his 30s. He's always got an array of injuries, or he has the last couple of seasons.
The problem is, if you've held him this long, you've invested in him.
Yeah.
So you've made an investment. So you probably got to have to stick with that investment.
You wouldn't be able to get anything from him. You wouldn't.
No, not trade-wise, but I mean like dropping for waiver. You probably got to stick with your investment. I mean, he should be back at some point soon, surely. And when he's, it wasn't too... He's still going to be serviceable in whatever role he has, whether it's coming off the bench or if he somehow reclaims his starting position this year. The year's somewhat lost for him, but, I mean, fantasy purposes, it doesn't take much. He doesn't need much opportunity to contribute. So, even if he was getting 20 minutes, it'd still be serviceable.
As you were talking there, Sean, I just noticed Drummond, 9% foul shot. 9.
It's poor.
9%.
He hasn't come on the way I thought he would this year.
He had 10 blocks, but 9%.
He was my boy in his rookie season, and then everyone jumped on. We all jumped on, and now he's not my boy because he has too many dads. So, so it's good to see that a disowned boy isn't doing very well, justifying my decision to drop him as a boy from the boy club.
How many games did he get out of Terrence Jones? Because that might change some things.
Did Terrence Jones get picked up this week? Or I thought he got picked up a few weeks ago.
No, but Ben picked him up. I'm fairly sure Ben may have picked him up this week. I'm not too sure.
It won't get him over the line if that's 2 games. Look at his percentages, points wise. If you got, I doubt you got 20 points in one.
Yeah, I'd probably stick with what we've probably already discussed. Peyton played alright. McDaniels nearly shot 50%, shot over 90% foul shots, 2 threes, 4 blocks, 4 steals.
If you were Ben, would you just package Rubio Rondo or something for Whiteside, or just try and pair? I don't know. Did he win blocks here? Has he won blocks against Joel? You'd hope so.
Yeah.
Okay. So he got 47. That's pretty good.
Amount.
But he's won his rebounds. He's won his field goal just. So he's got 3 there. So he's got 3 categories. What's his fourth category? So I guess it would be assists. He's trying to win assists, but he's lost that. Now, Rubio's season's been just shambles.
Yeah.
Rondo's a shambles. Payton's probably, a nice piece. He's relying on his rookies as his best assisters, essentially.
Yeah.
Smart, Payton, and Galloway. So it's just not going to, if you're going for assists, it's just not going to be enough on a consistent basis to form a team around.
Galloway just stuck his finger up at me for not picking him last week as waiver of the week.
There's been a sneaky amount of good waivers this year.
Yeah. Even of late when the waiver's dead.
There's still the waiver wire has been really good this year. Sneakily, it's not obvious, but it's like, do I have to pick, at the time, do I have to pick up Whiteside? He's fucking free throw shit. Oh, he might get me 7 and 7 in a block, and then he just gets you fucking 20 rebounds, 6 blocks, and you're like, whoa.
So who do you reckon his best player was?
Well,
for Ben, either McDaniels or Galloway, maybe.
We'll go Galloway.
Oh, or Dang, or Jang, or however it's pronounced. He had 10 blocks.
Yeah, you could go Jang with 10 blocks.
Yeah, we'll go with Jang.
He's having a terrible year, Ben. You bring Gortat's really, really struggling. Rondo hasn't come on. Drummond hasn't come on. You've been fortunate to get Deng and Galloway off the waiver wire. That's helped. I think even Dieng. Did he get Dieng off the waiver wire?
No, he drafted him.
Had a good draft pick that. But Rubio's been injured. It just hasn't come on this year for him. The funny thing is the rookies are the ones that are McDaniels, Smart, and Payton are the ones that are actually
doing something for
they're the only ones that are actually doing anything. So, yeah.
Joel would be happy with Covington still doing his thing.
9 threes, 6 steals.
When did he pick him up? Maybe 6 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago, and he's still doing stuff.
We'll go next matchup now.
Yeah, we spoke about. We stayed on that matchup for a fair while. That one.
Death and Taxes defeated Monsters X 6.
7 versus 6.
6-3 was the result. Gavin's in a bit of a slump like you, Michael. Has he lost a couple to put himself in 6th position in a row?
I think so.
So I spoke last week, before we get into the matchup, I spoke last week about Dwight Howard. And
about being a fun player.
I was wrong about, I think I pumped up, other things I was wrong on was I think I was pumping up J.R. Smith and he had a shit week. But the Dwight Howard one, I was more on point with. I think he's out with more of a significant injury scare.
He's going to miss, I think, 4 weeks? Or was it longer than that? 5 weeks?
Something like that. He wasn't really doing much beforehand. Well, he was questionable most games. So that's that. What's that? Your second pick or your third pick?
It's round 3, I think.
Significant. Go through the matchup for me, mate.
All right, for Luke's team, he had a pretty good week from Monte Ellis, who had 89 points and 26 assists. And shot over 50% field goal. Al Horford played reasonably well with 5 blocks and shot over 63%. Zach Randolph also had a really good week.
What?
Gordon Hayward and Monte Eunice.
Monte Eunice has been pretty good for him.
Look at those two.
Yeah.
Look at those two.
On par.
Both shot 63 points, and Hayward hit 5 threes and Monteunus hit 6. Hayward just across the line stats, 6 steals and 4 blocks.
Yeah.
He didn't get much value out of Carroll, but Carroll missed a couple of games. And Durant's game wasn't all that special. So
he's done well to win.
Yeah.
But Gavin's team's probably the most tailored elite those categories go.
Yeah.
So you've always got a chance to pinch an extra category or two potentially if you're doing alternate categories you're going for. Looking at it, it was reasonably set besides the steals category, which Luke won by 3. So it could have been 5-4.
Gav, I'm looking for some threes, so come find me.
You want threes?
Mate, I want threes.
I mean, Gav shot 36 this week. I'm not sure he's... It doesn't help that I shifted in Nick Young. Nick Young didn't play this week. There's about 8 threes. He might have drawn that matchup. Right. So we'll change matchup, man.
I just want some threes. Anyone got threes for me? Hit me up.
Okay, so Downing's team played myself, and I managed to get a 7-2 victory. Weird week to start the game. Like, Downing was pretty unlucky on the first day. Both were unlucky, and a lot of teams were unlucky. Postponed games, so he missed out on Rudy Gay, DeMarcus Cousins, Macklemore.
Yeah, that hurt me at the start of my match.
I missed out on Carmelo Anthony, someone else. So I think he still got the worst deal of that out of the postponed games. So that definitely, yeah, I mean, he probably would have won rebounds if he had the extra game. Potentially blocks would have been closer, steals would have been closer. I mean, field goal he could have potentially won as well. So that might have actually cost him a couple of categories there.
How shit is Lance Stevenson? Like, how shit is he?
Well, he only played him. He didn't actually rotate him in a couple of games. He was that detrimental to the percentages. You couldn't actually play him.
But if one of your so-called
it was pretty bad.
Better players, and you're having to bench them. Like, fair enough if it's a waiver player.
I like Lance on 2K, as Joel knows. I really like Lance. But there's a lot of players that have got really good recognition for playing good games against Miami Heat in playoffs. And last year, the Pacers gave up, and Lance Stevens was the only one really trying 110%. And he looked $1 million. But, you put Paul George back in, or you put him in a team that everyone's being competitive. We still don't know where he's valued at. He had a really good season fantasy-wise last year, coming off the waiver wire, and he contributed. But his regular season performance, he probably elevated himself in the playoff series against Miami even more to get that contract. So he looked, as an asset, he looked a lot better than he was actually worth. He wasn't worth how he was performing. He got paid based on his absolute peak. This year, I don't even know how you can be that bad. You got some good pieces you're playing with. There's not really a good explanation, and he just doesn't have the capability to slot in. If you're in a really shit team, Philadelphia or something, and just let him go, he'd probably be alright. Doesn't seem to mesh.
I just let you go on there. I just wanted to just hear what you for. Irving was.
Oh my God, Kyrie Irving! Bring up.
Yeah,
Kyrie Irving scared me.
Was Dan's best player by far.
Yeah, so it's. Irving's got a 4-game week, and I'm like, Irving was number 1. The last time Irving was number 1 ranked for a week was week 3 when he played me. So I was a bit scared of Irving this week. I was like, fuck Irving. And he goes off first game for 6 threes, 36 points, 6 assists, 3 steals, 56 field goal.
It's happening again.
And I had Clay and J.R. Smith, who were both underperforming this week for the first time. But they were still getting 2 or 3 threes a game each. And I was like, yeah, I can go with that. I can outgun him still. And then the next day, Irving rocks up on a back-to-back and goes 47% field goal. And he had about 15 free throws, mind you. He goes 11 threes, 55 points, and all the rest. I was like, wow, if he does this one more time, I'm really in neck deep. But he cooled off when LeBron came back. But fuck, man, that's a big week.
Sorry, guys. I am excited. I'm just really really tired. Tobias
Please.
Harris was Tobias Harris. Did he? So yeah, he played all week, but he played relatively crap.
Best for me.
Best for you would probably have to be.
Didn't really have a great week, to be honest. I'll probably go
Chris Paul.
Yeah, Chris Paul. Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't have a great week.
Yeah, Chris Paul, I reckon. Oh, how did you like Ariza's first week while we're here?
He's alright. It's one of those things where he wasn't great, wasn't bad, he was alright, but probably happy with the trade because the other players that traded were Nick Young.
Yeah, better than an injured Nick Young. That's
better than an injured Nick Young. Who was the other player moved? Gerald Green.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what Gerald Green's done, but I'd assume he'd be in a similar role where he's has some good games, some very bad games off the bench.
So what do you do with Anthony now?
What?
You're gonna try to say him high, or are you gonna just ride him until he dies?
Suits my team.
To ride him until he dies.
Yeah, and just continue to find another waiver player that can, I don't know, carry him if he decides to shut it down. I mean, we're talking about him shutting down in what's February now, so I've only got to get into about March, and when's playoffs? April. When is playoffs?
I don't know, mate.
I don't know.
I don't even know my name today.
Yeah, he's just got to get it. He's almost there. He's getting there. He's over halfway. All right, next one.
All right, next one. We're going. We're covering all bases today, I think.
So, Mother of Willows lost to Basketball 3-6. Some close categories here. Barnes, won steals by 2, blocks by 5.
Last week I said top 3 was locked, and this just confirms it.
This confirms it.
Yeah. This confirms it.
Well, Willow was what? He third played 9th and third won, and it locks it, doesn't it?
Well, Nick's boys are just. They're just.
Hassan Whiteside's helped him a lot.
They're just blipping away quite nicely.
Hassan Whiteside, let's just get it out of the way, is waiver of the year. Okay? It's done.
You reckon?
It's done.
What about Covington?
Hassan Whiteside, Covington's been good. Hassan Whiteside will be waiver of the year. Done.
What about Courtney Lee? What about Brandon Bass?
It's done. It's absolutely done.
Yeah, I'm just staring the pipe.
Yeah. Fuck. I wish I picked him up, Nick. Fuck, and I traded him in NWL as well. Miss him so much.
That was around the period of time where people picked up a couple of bigs, and I
went Cayman.
I wasn't around to make any ads.
Gavin went some other big. I went Cayman. There's fucking Whiteside.
I was busy, and then I saw all these bigs being picked up, and
he shot 85% free throw for the week as well. The bastard. He's fucking good. Trey Burke's shit. 33. How does he manage to shoot 33% free throw?
When did Nick pick up Jeremy Clarkson? Jordan Clarkson.
He's fucking had a good week.
But when did he pick him up? That's the thing. Did we see him on that list before?
I didn't see him on the list. I think it was the week before.
Well, we can have another look later. So best players. Mills.
Brandon Knight, 10 steals.
Yeah, I'd be either saying Brandon Knight or Millsap.
Yeah, Millsap's good.
We'll go Brandon Knight just because you said him first. I don't dare to go against you.
Probably
Josh Smith erupted after Dwight went out.
Yeah.
So yeah, who are we going to go here?
Westbrook or Blake? Yeah.
Blake.
Yeah.
Blake Griffin.
Anyhow, Nick has done really well to get himself from about 10th to 3rd. So he's enjoying winning, I'm sure, lately. To be the most interested he'd be in a long time, I reckon.
Not since the consolation finals.
I didn't show up to the consolation finals. I actually no-showed them. Such was my dismay of the season. I didn't rotate my side.
Anyway, we're dawdling here. I just wanted to say that because you always say it.
Now the Brow Boys have lost to the Fellowship, who
I didn't even know that.
That's upsetting.
News just in.
News just in. Fellowship isn't dead. It's anytime you beat the top team, it's a really good week. So he must have done something right there, Toby. I mean, the re-emergence of Noah is quite surprising, actually. I mean, Noah.
Now Kobe's dead. Wayne Allenton.
So Toby's had 272 boards there. So he's actually, that's legit status. Nelson's obviously. Davis, I think, missed a couple of games.
And he could have even
LeBron
won.
might have missed a game or two for him.
He could have even won 6-3 because turnovers were only 5 in it.
Yeah. So Toby's team's hung in there for a week. I mean, LaMarcus Aldridge is hanging in there. Kevin Love had an injury scare, but he's all right. Brook Lopez played a full week, I think. He did it without Drew Holiday. Nelson's, carrying Kemba Walker for a while now.
So do you go Aldridge or Derrick Rose as his best player?
How amazing is it that I'll probably go Aldridge.
Yeah.
Now the other thing I'd like to make note is Eric Gordon's been a sneaky little nice ad for him.
When did he pick him up?
A few weeks ago.
Okay.
But he's played pretty good for Toby since coming back from his shoulder injury. So that's a nice ad there. Obviously, Brian Roberts isn't having the best of luck starting at point guard. 8 points for the week. For Nelson, he just didn't have his full side this week. Lou Will and Amir Johnson are some of his better players for the week. When you've got a team that includes Bosch, Davis, LeBron James, you don't really want those other prior names as your mainstays. Looks like Mason Plumlee slowed down a little bit.
Yeah. Calderon's still shit.
Yeah. So he just hasn't had a full week from his best players. I expect him to bounce back.
And he also made a trade as well, didn't he? Was that this week or the week prior?
Yeah, I think it was going into this week. Yeah, on the Monday.
Lou Williams had a pretty strong week.
Yeah.
So we did best players, did we?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, is that done?
Done.
Jesus Christ! It's what is it? 4 a.m.
I'll let you run through the top 12, the top 10.
So Anthony Davis got number one player for the week. This doesn't have the games played, so I don't know how many. He played 2 games for the week. So he had 28 points, 11 boards, 2.5 assists, 1.5 steals, 3 blocks, 58% field goal, 88% free throw. So, that's always going to get you number one. I think he's been number one for most times for the year. LaMarcus Aldridge, so he had the injury scare.
Come back from the dead.
Was down and out, and he's ranked second for the week. Kyrie Irving. I thought he'd get number one, but Davis's 2 games is pretty good. I think for total production, Irving was the best. He played 4.
Yeah.
He played 4 games with an average of 31 points. 5.5 threes.
Yeah.
But averages wise, he puts him 3rd. Jarrett Jack, 4th.
Oh, but no, he's no good though.
Don't step.
No, he's no good though.
He had 2 games, somehow averaged 45 minutes, so they must have gone to overtime.
Is Pau Gasol on that list anyway? Can you see him on that list? Anyway?
No. Fucking Noah is. Fuck, how's Noah?
Where's Pau Gasol?
You're swaying me off. Noah got 11th there. Wow. Alright, let's move on. Lopez had 5th, which is good for Toby. 6th was Danny Green. 7th was Steph Curry. 8th was Cody Zeller.
Cody Zeller, if Luke had picked you up a couple of games prior, you would have won
Yeah,
the
easy.
award.
Would have won
Easy.
hands down, but Cody Zola got one game.
Yeah.
Luke. A really,
Good
really
game,
good game.
but it didn't change anything.
In a poor week of waiver rates, it actually was still considered.
Yeah.
9th was Millsap and 10th was Al Horford.
So where's Gasol?
Whiteside, where did he get?
No, I'm just
15th.
Gasol didn't even make top 25.
He's been alright though, Gasol. He's been alright.
No, but
Jack got 4th, yeah, I know.
Jack
And Thomas was 5th last week.
Yeah.
I think Wiggins was 9th or something the week before. Fuck. Alright, change over.
change channel.
Change channel.
All right. This morning we had a little bit of a discussion before we pressed the record button. Like Sean said, there wasn't really much to choose from this week. I sort of flirted with the idea of being greedy and winning it 3 weeks in a row, but I thought better of it. Jason Smith was an honourable mention. He did alright, but I only had him for 2 games.
Carlos Boozer was on honourable mention. As much as you hate having dropped players added by other people.
Oh, that's alright, I don't care.
Took my challenge and I had to
Boozer's,
rape him back.
Boozer's Boozer, 12 and 7 I can do without. So we're going to have to go with Grievous Vasquez for Joel.
Didn't have much choice.
He shot over 50%. He shot 100 foul shots, 100% foul shots, but it was 0.8, so that didn't really do much.
He did have 2.5 threes.
2.5 threes, 11.3 points, 4.3 rebounds, 3.5 assists.
It's still not bad for a quiet week. It's as in like waiver competitiveness on the waiver wire. Still not bad. I think that line's serviceable enough.
If I had a 1 rebounds, I would have given it to
Only if.
Jay Smith, but what can you do? So, do we go to trades?
I'd like to go through standings. I think
Before trades?
We didn't have any trades.
I thought we did.
We did on the Monday, which was the day I think we filmed. Keep in mind we filmed Wednesday, so we haven't had any trades Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We haven't.
But did we discuss?
Yes.
Yes, we did. Okay, I do apologise.
Yeah.
So
we're going to standings.
Yeah, which we already spoke about. So
yeah, but in-depth analysis, give the people what they want. Talk about the positions. Nelson's first, but Joel, as I see, is only half a game out from first place. Can there be a shift in a winds of change, shift in the power balances this week?
Well, with the way my team's looking, Joel could potentially. Matchup of the round: Nelson versus Nick.
First versus third. Yeah,
I reckon.
Matchups. Yeah.
I reckon if my team continues the way they've been going, and Joel gets a win over me, he'll jump Nelson and be on top of the ladder.
Nelson's been on top for a while now. I mean, he had a few games clear of Joel for a while.
That's no disrespect to Nelson. I just think that that Nick will give Nelson a bit of a shake-up, I reckon.
One can only imagine.
So...
So third place is Barnskapal, and he has his matchup of the round against Nelson, wins that, and he heavily consolidates himself in the top 3. There's myself, 4th. I have a chance against Willow, 4th versus 9th, and I'm a game behind 3rd in Nick. So winning here will continue to keep myself separated from, amazingly enough, I could separate myself from 5th. We already have a 4-game clear balance, so I probably can afford a bad loss. I don't want a bad loss, but I probably have room to trip once there before I'm back with the 5th and 6th field. Yourself and Gavin
are tied. We've been tied for most of the season.
Yeah, you're tied, but you're tied at the bottom rung of the finals. So this time it isn't 3rd or 4th changing places, it's 5th and 6th. both of you, I mean, you're coming off a win, Gavin's coming off a loss, so probably more so Gavin. It's really do or die at this point, as far as if you want to keep yourself in the finals before the All-Star break.
Especially with Luke hot on the tail.
Well, it brings me to discussion here. Potential second matchup of the week: Monsters Inc. versus the Fellowship, 6th versus 8th. I thought Fellowship was trending down, and
so did I. I thought he was dead and buried.
But mate, the reality is statistically, you pull out my calculator, and he's 2 games off Gavin, 6th spot, 5th spot's 2 games off, and he plays Gavin this week. Big game. That's a
big matchup.
That is a big game. I mean, you're coming off beating Nelson. Gavin's out of form. He could get Gavin in rebounds, Michael.
How many? I think there's 3 teams that have 3 game weeks, and everyone else has 4. So
Could come out of total games played. Dwight out.
Yeah.
Gav, man, you're going to have to shake it up with the waiver wire here and find something.
You're gonna need a miracle, mate.
What's happening here is Willow 9th, Ben 10th, and Downing 11th, and Josh almost in that bottom 4 tier group is only, as we said earlier, 2.5 games off from Downing. So the bottom 4 seems set, and it's quite a significant gap. So it looks like an 8-horse race at this point. But obviously you can pull out your calculators and say no one's out. But it's starting to really shape up. So matchups. We're almost there, guys. We've been moving pretty good for the morning, Michael.
I reckon. I've yawned about 800 times, so I do apologise.
36 minutes in. Yeah. We'll go through matchup of the round. Who have you got between
Nelson,
Brow Boys and Barnstable?
I'm going Nick.
I'm going Nelson. I think Davis and LeBron will give him a better week this week.
I just reckon that
Nick could win though.
Yeah, I just reckon Nick's on a bit of a flyer, and he's got most of his boys playing. I think he might have, Depot's injury isn't supposed to be too bad. Might suit up. So yeah, I reckon Nick's got a really good chance of beating Nelson this week.
Yep. Now yourself versus Joel. The derby. It's back.
I've had a look.
Yep.
What
do you got from the look?
Yeah, I think Houston have 3 game weeks, so that kind of helps with not having Harden having 4 games. In terms of there's a lot of teams playing 4 games, so that's the games played isn't going to really change things. It's just a matter of the blank spaces he's got in his roster with Robin Lopez, Deron Williams. Depends on if Harden's knee misses 1 game. Yeah. Who knows? I might have a bit of a sniff, but I've got some injury troubles of my own, so where players might miss. Parsons supposed to be back, but Wall's questionable, so I don't know. I have the chance. I have a very good chance of beating him, but whether I will is another thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to go Joel based on form. I mean, it'd be hard to pick yourself coming off a few.
The thing is, I have
you did win.
When you say tough weeks, last 2 weeks I've actually had really good weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, you just need a bit of luck.
I lost to you because your guys.
It's amazing how Taj Gibson starts every time I play you. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, I did see his stats this week. I always follow up players that blow me apart and see what I do the next week.
Yeah. Taj is a bit of a weird one. He's too hard to trade low ball offers for.
Low ball offers.
Because just the potential of him's too great. He'll come out every once in a while and go crazy when one of the other bigs is out. So I am prepared to move him. So if anyone is interested in...
Yeah, with moving him, talking through it just in case anyone has offered him anything.
I've had a couple.
Yeah. low ball offers. So, like, you probably have an expectation of what he can do when he starts, which is there.
No, not really. In the middle.
So you are in the middle?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you're not going to get the hypothetical, if he starts, he's worth this. You're not going to get the that value.
I suppose the thing with me not moving him for just trading him for the sake of trading him is that I only have, well, other than Jason Smith, I have one big on my side.
Brandon Bass.
Oh, yeah, but how long am I going to keep him for?
Yeah.
So yeah, I've only got basically one big that's going to be on my team for the rest of the season. So trading him is going to be hard when you have to rotate players. So if I trade him for another guard, if I trade Taj for a guard, that means I pretty much only have one centre.
Yeah.
And can you rotate aside with one centre?
Oh, well, I tried to for a couple of weeks and it wasn't too bad except for a couple. Well, there's a couple of times where I struggled. Yeah. There's still a couple of times. I only had 2 centres. Oh, I've got Boozer now. It's kind of like 2 centres and Boozer. Anyway, we really, really dawdled there on that matchup. I think we came to the conclusion that I chose Joel, and
I said,
and you need a bit of luck and just hope for the best, and you'll be a chance.
Yeah.
Now, Death and Taxes versus Benno's Ballers.
Check that out.
Yeah.
You did that.
Yeah, no, I can do that. Death and Taxes versus Benno Ballers, mate. I know you're a bit delirious.
Mate, I'm delirious. I'm
just trying to stay on point here. I'm going to go Death and Taxes. The season's been, unfortunately, a shocker for Ben. He had a really good season last year.
Yeah.
And a bad season this year. It happens. I had a shit season last year and a weird season this year where I'm high up in the ladder but playing as if I'm playing like I'm 8th or 9th. Just keep going, which is helping. But I'll go Luke.
Yeah, I'm going Luke as well. No brainer, really.
Gavin versus Toby. Massive game. Wow. I doubted Toby a couple of weeks ago. Thought he was done. I think I might actually tip Toby in this one. I think he's the form team. 8th versus 6th. Could Gavin slip out of the finals for the first time this year? Loss could almost do this if he lost 6-3.
I am going to go Toby also.
I just think...
with Dwight Howard out...
rebounds become close with...
Toby's actually relatively good at shooting threes as well. So even though Gav has Corver and a few other people that can hit threes, Toby can keep up with that stat. So
whenever you can potentially take a rebound category, a field goal category, a block category from Gavin, you'll be a real big chance.
Yeah.
A really big chance. So I think Toby has that team to do that and take one of those 3 categories this week. And with the more even spread, I think he can. And
I hope he does, because it'll give me a little bit of a safety net if I end up losing.
Now this one, they're dead rubber. 11th versus 12th, Darren versus Josh. Someone hopefully for the sake of satisfaction is going to win. Is going to win this week. So something to look forward to for one of those two.
Do you really care either way?
For the sake of it, I'm gonna say Josh.
Really?
Oh, it's real tough this one. It's real tough.
I'm gonna go Dan. Or I'm gonna say 4 or draw.
4 or draw.
I'm gonna go 4 or draw.
That'll be a disaster for fantasy basketball if they get a draw. All they want is something from the season and a win during a week. For the week, that 7-day period, you can kind of enjoy the week.
Yeah.
You know? So the also one is a bit of satisfaction. Myself versus Willow, 9th versus 4th.
Gotta go, you.
I think every game I treat as if I'm 9th or 10th on the ladder. So I've just been petrified. The last year and a half, I've just really done it tough. But I think I've got my work cut out for me. Willow's got a couple of categories that go real neck and neck with me. I'll need Clay and J.R. Smith to give me more of what they've been doing. I had a poor week last week with both of them. Hoping they bounce back. last matchup, what was the
Oh, we'd already talked about it. Nick and
Oh,
Nelson.
yeah. So we're almost done. We're going to go through comment of the week to finish up. So we're just going to be loading up the page. There wasn't a lot of banter last week. Maybe my one.
What have you?
Or Nelson's. I like Nelson's. So we'll go with... Yeah,
We spoke about that.
Yeah, we'll have to go. I'm going to go with sent in by Jeremy Nelson on January the 28th. And he said, all I want for my birthday is to be wowed.
Did you see the comment that David Wilson posted in that?
Yes. 6
Please
likes.
read it out.
And David Wilson replied, okay, did you know female kangaroos have 3 vaginas? You have been wowed. You're welcome. So that was comment of the week. So guys, pretty much 45 minutes in, we're done. We've given everyone everything we had today. It was a bit tough, a bit early.
Very early.
But
I'm going home to bed.
Hopefully next week we can have a few surprises for you. Update the studio set. Potentially.
Yeah, we've got some...
I don't want to make any promises, but hopefully that would really elevate.
And can we get that fucking cursor off my bloody hair? It's really been bugging me the whole
Stop looking at yourself in the camera, mate. Like, you don't. You're in the image, yeah. All right, we'll see you later.
See you guys.